this morning, around 4:30 there about, we had a call to the effect that there's a misunderstanding regarding the sitting arrangement at the registration center, which compelled us to rush to the scene. In fact, my good friend and brother Atukumsi got here even before I did, and so he called me to the effect that the misunderstanding is escalating situations, and so we should hurry up and get here. And so I asked him what really is the issue, and according to him, when he got here, he realized that the NDC have decided more or less to do what they have planned. And what is that which they have planned? Their plan is that because they are unable to bring out people to come and do the transfer, they are going to frustrate the process. Because before this incident, we had picked intelligence to the effect that they want to attack us. They want to attack us. So yesterday, we were not surprised that the divisional police commander came here and ordered that all chairs must be parked and that people must not be allowed to queue in the night. So we all left, only for them to come back and claim that their people are in the queue, when in fact we cannot see the people with our naked eyes. So that is what generated into all these misunderstandings. So Atu just came with the mindset that as a leader, he wants to calm situations down so that everybody will be at peace with him or herself. Unfortunately, without any provocation, without any attack, a gentleman from nowhere just popped up with a knife and then assaulted our brother. So that is what has happened this morning, which is so unfortunate. Yes, the gentleman in question who stabbed our friend has been arrested, and we have also been told by the police commander that they have invited the constituency organizer for the NDC, who happens to be present at the time of the incident, my good friend Danny, as well as their youth organizer, who was the kingpin in all this brouhaha, has also been invited by the police. So we are going to follow this case to its full conclusion and ensure that what is right, irrespective of who is involved. So we are appealing to the police through your platform that they must expedite action in ensuring that justice is duly served.
Well, the NDC has issued a statement condemning the violence and calling for thorough investigations into the issue. Let's get more on this. Joining me now is NDC Wotusinya East Constituency Communications Officer Delali Seopo, and he joins us via Zoom with details of their press statement on the issue. Thank you so much for your time on Joy Newsroom. Tell us what actually happened.
All right. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to your cherished viewers who are watching us this afternoon. Like you've alluded to, there was a scuffle between the NDC, the NPP and the NDC in this dawn. What actually happened is this. I mean, the police command, I'm talking about the Kasoa Police Command, and including the Divisional Command of Kasoa, because of the couple of understanding due to the limited registration, which have actually culminated into the transfer of vote as well. The regional command actually called the two major political parties, and admonishes that owing to the tension that has actually escalated relative to how political parties, convey people to come and queue for those who intend to transfer their vote to take over during the day. It has actually generated a lot of confusion, and for that matter, the two major political parties should desist from basing people to come and queue on behalf of those who intend to transfer their vote. So what actually happened is the NDC complied in respect to that directive. Only for NDC, for us to realize that as early as around 2:00 a.m., tax numbering almost about 50, came to the Electoral Commission office, and ostensibly there to occupy space for those who intend to transfer their vote. And it actually degenerated into some sort of confrontation between the police and those thugs. because according to the police, they have admonished the NDC and the NPP not to bring tax or not to bring anybody to come and queue on behalf of those who are going to transfer their vote. So it actually brings some sort of normalcy when the police intervene. Only for us to realize somewhere around 5 a.m. there, Honorable Mebisawa Kumsin's son, Atu Kumsin, actually came with another group of TAC, and they decided to confront the NDC people who were at the what do you call it, the Electoral Commission office. In fact, if you appreciate the certain arrangements relative to the Electoral Commission office, a specific place has been earmarked for the NDC, and another specific place has been earmarked for the NPP as well. I mean, so you have Honorable Mebisawa Kumsin's son, Atu Kumsin, who led the TAC, and I've sent pictures and video to your producer, if you probably could show it on the screen so that viewers will appreciate the sort of butchering that he inflicted on the NDC, what do you call guy? I'm talking about Asma, the level of beating that he was giving. I mean, this was obviously intended to either take his life, and in the course of all this couples and stuff like that, the NDC and people were also gathered there, decided to salvage the situation, because there's absolutely no way they are going to sit down and fold their arms and allow a group of hoodlums, sponsored by the MP and led by what they call his son, to attack an NDC member and kill him. So they decided to go to his aid, and that is basically what has actually happened.
The police had to come in to restore calm and order. So how many of your members were arrested, and how many injured as we speak?
As we speak, one of our members, I mean, I've sent a video and a picture to your producer. I don't know whether you can show it.
That will be coming on the screen shortly. Yeah,
and for me, you asked a question relative to how many members of the NDC have been arrested. You listen to the constituency secretary of the NPP narrating what actually happened, which actually is factually inaccurate. But it's so surprising that the police have arrested the constituency organizer of the NDC. And the reason why he was arrested was the fact that he was the leader of the NDC when the scuffle took place or when the incident happened. But here the constituency secretary of the NPP, who was speaking, who was telling us that he was privy to what actually happened, is still walking free. I mean, it becomes a bit unacceptable living in a country where it looks like there's a different set of rules for different people in this country. How on earth would the constituency organizer of the NDC got arrested? And when he asked the police, it's because they claim that he's the leader of the NDC, and because he was present when the incidents took place, he has been arrested. But yet, the NPP constituency secretary is walking free. NPP executives who were present when the incidents happened, they were walking free. They are walking free. And you see, for me, this is not the first time Atu Kumsin has left tax to attack members of the NDC. This is a statement that I issued. Personally, I issued this statement. That was Friday, 10th July 2020. And the headline is, why is Hawa Kumsin's son and others walking free? 2020, prior to the 2020 election, during the limited registration, Atu Kumsin, who all of a sudden, he has become a major topical issue because he happened to be the son of Madam Mebisawa Kumsin, led a group of TAC to attack NDC, what they call it, party agents at Amuzukopa, prior to the 2020 election. But just because Madam Mebisawa Kumsin's son have led a group of TAC to attack NDC members, butchered one of our members, to the extent that NDC members present decided to salvage the situation and protect one of their comrades. He has been arrested. I'll show you the picture. He has been arrested. Currently, as I speak to you, he's on detention. But NPP members who inflicted this life-threatening injury on NDC members are walking free. And this is unacceptable. The police must not be selective. When they are exacting, discipline, they must not be selective.
How many of your members have been injured so far?
So far, 2 of our members have been injured.
What are you going to do moving forward?
What we intend to do is, we've lodged a complaint to the police. We're also calling on well-meaning Ghanaians lovers of peace of this country, people who appreciate the political dynamics in Kasua relative to the continuous harassment of Honorable Mebisa Akumsin using tags to attack NDC members, to speak out and speak out so loudly and admonish the police service that if you want to ensure there's fair and justice, we must not be selective when it comes to effective arrest, because the life of Madam Mebisa Akumsin's son is no more precious than Asma, who was butchered, who was maimed. It's not more precious. The life of NPP members cannot be described as more important than the life of NDC members. So we are calling on well-meaning Ghana, we are calling on the police, we are calling on the IGP to ensure that there is fair and justice when it comes to how the police goes about their duty. Because you cannot arrest Asma. If you look at the severity of the injury that he has suffered, and as we speak, he's currently at police detention. But Mebisa Akumsin's son is going through treatment. That is unfair. So what we are just simply saying is this. This is not the first time Honorable Mebisa Akumsin has visited violence on innocent NDC members in Kasua. It happened during the 2020 limited registration when she herself admitted that at one of the polling stations, she fired a warning shot. As we speak, the police has not even invited her to write a statement. All the countless violence that the NPP had visited on the NDC members in Kasua, not even a single person had been detained like the way they have detained our constituency organizer. Not even a single member of the NPP has been arraigned before courts. Not Honorable Mebisa Akumsin, who admitted on live radio and TV interview that she actually took a full responsibility of firing the warning shot. She has never been invited to write a statement, or she has never been prosecuted or be a subject of an investigation. So we cannot live in a country when it has to do with the NDC members. The police service, with the speed of light, are fast and quick to make sure that NDC members are subject to the laws of this country. But when it has to do with the NPP, the police are not bothered. I heard an interesting comment from one of the police officers when I visited the regional police command, that order is coming from above. What kind of society are we building? We are building a society that even when people are not wrong, once there's an order coming from above, the police have to effect arrest. As we speak, my late constituency secretary, Tuareg Ahmed, he was beaten to pulp on the 1st of January 2021.
Okay.
By a tag led by Honorable Mebisa Akumsin. And I believe, a lot of people even believe that attack on what they call Ahmed Tuareg, he never recovered until he died, suddenly. So we will protect ourselves if the police is not ready to protect us. The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana gives us the right to self-defense. So if the police are going to be selective when it comes to how they go about their duty, when it comes to a point that when NPP people engage in violence activities, they will be allowed to go scot-free. But NDC constituency organizer, who was not even there, he came there to pick 2 NDC people who were beaten to pulp, who fainted, and he was there to carry them to hospital to go and seek a medical attention. He has been arrested.
Okay.
With very bizarre excuse that he happens to be a leader of the NDC who was present when the incident happened.
Thank you so much, Delali, for sharing your thoughts with us. His NDC communicator for Ewutu Senya is. We'll be monitoring this story to give you updates as when we have it. We're also going to make attempts to reach Mavis Hawakumsin to get her side of the story. Now let's stay with politics, because flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is urging the youth not to give his opponent, John Mahama, a chance to return to power. According to him, the NDC flag bearer has not shown commitment to youth development. Dr. Bawumia says a return to power for John Mahama will erase the gains made by the country. He expressed these concerns while addressing the youth during his campaign tour of the OT region.
I want all of you to come out and support me fully, because we have demonstrated, our government and myself, I have demonstrated a commitment to the youth of this country, that if you give me the opportunity, I will do more for all of you. My opponent has not demonstrated that, commitment to the youth. Everything we have tried to do for the youth, he has said it is not possible. Everything that he have tried, it is not possible. Who do you think can protect your Alawa? Who can protect your Alawa? It's me. I can protect your Alawa. It's me. Isn't it? Who do you think can protect free SHS? It's me. He cannot protect free SHS. Isn't it? So it is me that can create more jobs for you. This world, we are moving into the fourth industrial revolution. We are moving into the digital world. Who do you think can take you into the digital world? It's me who can take you into the digital world. And for me, myself and my opponent, he has been a president before, isn't it? He has been a president before. And when he was president, everything collapsed. Isn't it? He cancelled teacher training allowance. He cancelled nursing training allowance. He cancelled Arabic instructors allowance. We had 4 years of doomsday. Agricultural productivity collapsed. Industrial productivity collapsed. Even chalk in school was a problem. There was no chalk in school. You have a situation where today we have given tablets to senior high schools. He couldn't provide chalk to senior high school. Chalk. He couldn't provide chalk. And he wants to come back again. Do you want him to come back? Do you want him to come back? Do you want him to come back? No. Obabioma, obese enyama menyina. Enyaza. Obese bibia. Enti maya manam babium. Ye pese mudi sa tumino enchemensa. Mumfa stiano emame na minkita stiano na mimpakano minkakano na yankoenim.
Now you're still watching Joy Newsroom. Now let's do some other stories. The NDC constituency organizer for Ewutu-Senya East has been arrested following bloody clashes between the NDC and the NPP. The police released a statement and that will be on your screen shortly. But let's do another story. Effectively, 1st of July 2024, electricity tariffs will be increased by 5.8%, while water will see an upward adjustment by 5.1%. The Public Utilities Regulatory Commission announced tariff adjustments in a statement yesterday signed by its Executive Secretary, Dr. Ishmael Akam. My colleague Samuel Imbura joins me with details of this statement released by the PURC. Imbura, kindly give us details of these new adjustments. Whilst we wait for Imbura to join us, we're also having on the line Executive Director for the Institute of Energy Security, Nana Mwesi, the 7th. We'll come to you, Imbura, shortly. Please hold on for me so that we can get the dynamics and what is influencing the PURC to want to adjust the tariffs, because now water has been increased 5.1%, electricity 5.8%. Nana Mwesi, how do you anticipate the recent tariff adjustments for electricity and water will impact consumers and businesses in terms of the cost and operational visibility?
Thanks for having me this afternoon. Good afternoon to you. What the PRC have done is consistent with their plan programs, that every quarter tariffs will be reviewed to reflect some changes or key variables as we know of. This may include inflation, the city's performance against the dollar, the energy mix proportion, and other economic factors. If we look within the space, we'll realize that over the past 3 months, there's been a drop in the value of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar. Also, we also have seen that inflation has performed well, is so high, these factors are very important for PRC to consider in its station of service. So that the utilities, when we talk about the DRA, the ICT, RICO, the UCC, these power utilities will be able to also have enough of funds that really reflect or take into consideration all the factors to be able to maintain their system, to be able to also invest in the system as well. It could have been worse if the water level in Akosombo and Pong were not high enough. Because today, if we look at the energy mix, look at the energy being the hydro and the thermal, we are generating so much power from the hydro because of the high water level we have today. If you generate more from the hydro, it means that cost will reduce because of that that hydro element. But then if you generate more from thermal, it is more expensive, and so it could impact on tariffs negatively. But to this point, what we know is that it is the value of the city that has depreciated so much that influenced the decision of the PRC to increase tariffs so that it reflects what's on the ground.
Now, what factors typically drive this increase and fluctuations in terms of energy tariffs, and how do the recent adjustments align with broader trends in the energy sector?
Yes, I did mention some of the variables or factors being the energy mix generation, hydro and thermal being one, also inflation, the city's performance also being one of the factors. And I've stated that for this increment, it is the value of the city that's depreciated that's causing this increment we are seeing. We think that it's justifiable to have it, even though we are struggling as Ghanaians. We still need a full cost recovery so that debt is not, increased in the sector for us to pay one day. And so for full cost recovery, the PRC is mandated on quarterly basis to review tariffs. And so that's the purpose for which we are seeing what's happening at this moment.
Now, moving forward, how do you think we can help with the consumer? Because we're looking at the final impact with the inflation on the rise, the city depreciation. How do we ensure that we keep our energy sector afloat by making sure we have enough finances, but yet cushion the final consumer?
The managers of the economy must work on the CD dollar, exposure. They must work to ensure that the city is strengthened, so we are cushioned, or probably that factor is dealt with. Also, inflation must be managed in such a way that it doesn't become a footprint for an increment in tariff. We can only pray to God that we'll have more of the rain so that Akosombo, Bui, and Pong water levels will be at appreciable levels so we can generate more from the hydro point. We will encourage any government intervention that will end up increasing debt in the power sector. If we increase the debt in the power sector, we will struggle to have a reliable power supply. But at least we know that there are some brackets of consumers that can be protected, and I'm sure they mentioned the lifeline consumers. If we can keep on giving them some rebate and some support, I think that will be good to go. But government must work on the CD dollar exposure and also work on inflation. These two key points, if we work on it, we won't need any extra intervention from government to cushion consumers. Everybody will benefit from that.
Thank you, Nana Amwesi, for your time here on Newsroom. If you just tuned in, electricity tariffs has been increased by 5.8% and water tariffs by 1.5%. Now let's take you to Parliament, because the minority is warning ministries, departments and agencies signing multi-year contracts without seeking parliamentary approval to end the practice or face punitive action. The Public Financial Management Act requires that such long contracts are only entered into with prior approval of legislature. According to the minority spokesperson on the Mines and Energy Committee, John Jinapor, there's a disturbing new trend where MDAs are committing to the state to long-term contracts without going by the law, warning it will not go unpunished.
But we've also noted a trend where all of a sudden government agencies, ministries, departments and organizations and companies owned by government are rushing to sign long-term contracts. Let me just use this opportunity to emphasize this. If you read Section 33 of the Public Financial Management Act, when you commit, that's a covered entity, when you commit to sign a multi-year contract, that's a contract that spans years, you first have to go to the Ministry of Finance and you have to come to Parliament. So let me use this opportunity to send a strong warning and signal to all these agencies. You do so, you breach the Public Financial Management Act, and it comes with consequences, including imprisonment. And so I think that they should take note, follow the law, do what is proper, and the minority would be vigilant, would ensure that we stop all this unnecessary rush into signing long-term contracts. Some of the contracts I'm seeing 6 years and above. And I'm asking myself, why would you do that? It doesn't even give the opportunity to review the contracts. And so it's a very disturbing trend. As we speak, Ghana's oil has reduced by 32%. We had a peak of 179,000 barrels a day in 2019. Today we are doing just around 140,000 barrels. So these are some of the issues that if we do not correct, if we do not rectify, has a long-term serious implication on the.
Well, John Jinapor says the Mines and Energy Committee will be investigating a similar contract involving some big players in the upstream petroleum sector, in which a $204 million multi-year contract did not go to Parliament for approval.
Indeed, our checks from the Registrar General's Department indicates that the company is owned 100% by Stephen Kerman. Having taken a look at the contracting processes, it raises very serious concerns. First of all, we have become aware that the contract was awarded on sole sourcing basis. That is quite intriguing, taking cognizance of the fact that the previous contract was awarded through competitive bidding. In addition to that, the contract has been awarded for 5 years instead of the usual 3 years, and that is of worry to us. Also, we have chanced on some technical reports which raises very serious concerns. Having taken cognizance of all this, the minority in Parliament has initiated processes to cause the Mines and Energy Committee to fully investigate this matter. I've already communicated to the chairman of the Mines and Energy Committee, and under our new standing orders, we do not need to go to plenary. We can start investigations, and we want these investigations to commence from next week. One, we want to investigate the actual true value of the contract. We also want to investigate the value for money issues. We want to investigate the technical and financial competence of Intersol, because the previous contract was in joint partnership with Sapura, and we all know the capacity of Sapura, an international company. The other thing we want to look at is why sole sourcing? Why did they not do competitive bidding? We also want to investigate the technical reports and all the minutes relating to the award of the contracts.
Let's take you now to the Western Region, Elembele District to be precise, where cocoa farmers are concerned that their livelihood is under severe threat due to the rampant activities of illegal miners carried out by foreign miners and local collaborators. They are concerned that the Elembele District, where they mostly practice, is under threat. Now, cocoa farmers in the district, led by Benjamin Azachi, have made a passionate appeal to government through their Member of Parliament, Emmanuel Armah Kofi-Boah, seeking urgent intervention against these destructive activities.
And cocoa farmers of Elembele district, specifically from Ignase and its environs, are seeking the intervention of their Member of Parliament regarding the alarming illegal mining activities allegedly purported by Chinese miners in their community. Their livelihoods, they say, is intricately tied to cocoa farming, a cherished trade passed down through generations. The farmers describe how these illegal mining operations have ravaged fertile lands and contaminated vital water resources, essentially for their farming practices. After a 10-kilometer march, the demonstrators presented their petition to Emmanuel Armah Kofi-Boah, who received it with a promise to act on their behalf. The farmers of Elembele district placed their trust in their MP to champion their cause in Parliament and to advocate for the protection of their livelihoods, environments, and rights.
As I listened to the petition, I listened to the agony and the cries of the cocoa farmers. It resonates across the country. This is exactly why every cocoa farmer is crying, why every cocoa farmer, every farmer indeed in Ghana is on his knees. Because reckless people have basically joined hands with Chinese and Ghanaian collaborators and unknown faces, and are basically destroying our farms. No wonder that Ghana is at the bottom of cocoa production in its history. The cocoa sector is completely gone. If you want to understand why Ghana's cocoa sector is in shambles, just come to Elembele district.
This urgent appeal highlights the ongoing struggle of the cocoa farmers in Elembele district. Their fight against illegal mining is a fight to preserve their heritage, environment, and the future of their community.
Chinese miners and their Ghanaian collaborators have encroached upon our cocoa farms without consent, ravaged fertile lands, contaminating our precious river bodies. The environmental degradation caused by these farmers. Moreover, when our farms are seized, the miners arbitrarily set compensation prices without engaging any farmer. The lack of formal agreement or fear leaves us the records to accept inadequate compensation.
For Joy News in Athalia Kwanzaa, Western Region.
A 2023 Joy News Impact Makers Awardee and Techiman Municipal Girl Child Coordinator Ellen White Opoku is advocating for the establishment of period-friendly facilities in schools to aid girls change during their menstrual cycles. Madam Ellen White made this call at a program to mark the 2024 World Menstrual Hygiene Day. There's more in this report by Anas Sabit.
Good menstrual hygiene management plays a fundamental role in enabling women, girls and other menstruators to reach their full potential. The negative impacts of a lack of good menstrual health and hygiene, as well as the absence of proper wash facilities in schools, continue to affect young girls during their menstruation cycles. Teachman Municipal Girl Child Coordinator and 2023 Joy News Impact Makers awardee Ellen White Opoku is advocating for the establishment of period-free structures to help young girls change whilst in school during their menstruation periods.
So we need a period-friendly structure. So when we go to our various schools, we're praying that we can in future have changing rooms, a place where our girls can comfortably go there to change anytime they have their menses. And the room can even be stocked with sanitary pads, so that when the person goes to school and by mistake the person menstruates in school, or if the person is needy and is not able to afford a pad that month, when the person gets to the school, we have a place where they can access sanitary pad.
Ms. Ellen White, who was speaking at the 2024 World Menstrual Hygiene Day program in Techiman, called for an end to the stigma associated with menstruation among girls at the school-going age.
We want to do away with the taboos and the stigma. We don't want any of our girls to be stigmatized because of menstruation. And so we're praying that everyone will join the movement so that we can all help to create a world where women and girls are not being held back because of menstruation.
Nanama Sentua Munifie is the Queen Mother of Hansa and Deba Muhima of the Techiman Traditional Council. As a partner to the event, she shared with us what motivated her to join hands with Ellen to reach out to the needy girls.
What motivated me? In fact, I once saw my girl child coordinator, who happens to be Miss Ellen White Opoku. I saw her on Joy News, and there were communities that students were at home. The reason being that they are not able to afford sanitary pads. So I saw that and I said, no, this issue should be the thing of the past. So I'll take it upon myself, with the help of my people, to eradicate these problems in our community.
She was, however, quick to appeal to government to work towards scrapping the taxes on sanitary pads to make it more affordable for young girls.
So the only thing I will plead is that government should come to our aid, help parents. They should just take off the taxes on our sanitary pads so that each and everyone will be able to afford it. Because if the prices are low, I think parents will be able to afford. We wouldn't put our burden on the government for him to provide sanitary pads for us.
Senior Girls Prefect at the Mount Carmel Girls Senior High School, Pumpuni Ujijatu Isabel, shares with us what she learned during the encounter and promised to share the knowledge learned with other girls who were not present at the event.
Actually, coming here, I've learned a lot, especially how to keep myself during the menstruation side. I've learned a lot. They've taught us how to use the sanitary pads, how to change, the number of times you should bath, the infections and some of the effects of not keeping yourself clean when you're in your period. And actually, we have junior high school students, yes, and when we go home, they're always eager to know what we've learned from school and stuff so that they can also come to our school. So if I get the opportunity for people like that to meet me and ask me questions, I will take that as a platform to tell them about this program and to educate them about their menstrual health.
The theme for the 2024 World Menstrual Hygiene Day is Period-Friendly World and is aimed at reinforcing the importance of menstrual education. Anas Sabit, Joy News, Techiman.
You're watching Joy Newsroom. We're taking a quick breather. We'll be back with more stories. To stay tuned in. Thanks for staying with us. Now, Deputy Education Minister Reverend John Intim Fojo is calling for increased collaboration between politicians and faith-based organizations to give Ghana the needed development. He says such collaborations lead to the provision of infrastructure, augmenting existing ones provided by government. He spoke at a ceremony to commission and hand over a 6-unit classroom block and 10-seater toilet facility at Anya Sotum MP by Anya Sotum MP Dr. Dixon Adumaku-Kese at Odogono Senior High School.
The Odogono Senior High School is the only public SHS in the Anya Sotum enclave. It has been a beacon of hope, especially for young men and women who reside in that area. Despite its stellar academic performance, the school is saddled with a myriad of challenges. One of them was the lack of adequate classrooms to allow effective academic work. To solve this, Member of Parliament for the area, Dr. Dixon Adumaku-Kese, sought help from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to put up a structure to augment existing ones. The results: a fully furnished 6-unit classroom block with a 10-seater toilet facility. Speaking at the event to commission and hand over the facility to the Odogono SHS, Deputy Education Minister Reverend John Ntimfojwo thanked the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for this gesture and asked for more collaborations to support government's efforts.
Faith-based organizations have a special role to play in the governance of our country, and history supports that point. There's no way that you can give the narrative of education system in Ghana without the faith-based organization finding expression in it. Imagine a Ghana without Wesley Girls, Ghana without Wesley College, Ghana without St. Augustine's College, Adesado College, and many other schools, Vatican schools, and other schools in Kwetia and other schools that have become cardinal points and integral parts of our education system. And therefore, whenever the church makes investments into our education system, there's a great support to government. It comes to augment on the existing investment government already puts into education. And so there's need for a more strengthened partnership between government and faith-based organizations. And that is where Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia seeks to offer incentives to faith-based organizations to enable them to do more, in addition to whatever they've already done. Today, what we're witnessing is the benevolence of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, who have so graciously constructed a modern 6-unit classroom block and ancillary facilities with furniture for Odogono SHS.
Member of Parliament for Anya Sotum, Dr. Dixon Adumaku-Kese, explains why he decided to help.
So this is at the Odogono Senior High School, and we just commissioned a 6-classroom block with 10-unit toilet. And in fact, it's been a fantastic journey of trying to solicit help from various institutions, including government, and the fact that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints came to our aid in producing this for us within a space of 8 months. And I must say I'm grateful to the church for their support and also the ministry for collaborating with us to make this possible.
For the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, this is a way to give back to society in its quest to make it better. Elder Nielsen is Africa West Area President of the church.
The reason we get involved in projects like this is for our young people to gain an education, to help them improve themselves and to prepare for the future. We believe that the education that they will receive here in these facilities will be a foundation for them to build themselves, to build their future families, to build communities. And so anytime we can get involved in something like this, we want to do that.
In an initiative to combat human trafficking and support its victims, Expertise France, in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender and with funding from the European Union, has inaugurated the Aflao Transitional Shelter. This new facility is dedicated to providing shelter and comprehensive care to trafficked victims, helping them reintegrate into society with dignity and support. There's more in this report.
The Aflao Transitional Shelter stands as a testament to the collective efforts of international and local partners in the fight against human trafficking in the Gulf of Guinea region. This initiative is a significant step towards addressing the pervasive issue of human trafficking, providing a haven for victims to heal and rebuild their lives. At the inauguration, Expertise France Project Director Alessandro Robusi highlighted the crucial importance of the shelter home, noting that the shelter will not only provide immediate relief to victims, but also offer the necessary support services to ensure their successful reintegration into society with dignity and support.
Child trafficking, sexual exploitation, labor exploitation, organ trade, domestic servitude, street begging are unfortunately a reality. And Afao, being especially a border town, is not spared by this reality, more so as West Africa is characterized by a pattern of cross-border and circular trafficking. Everyone's commitment in the fight against human trafficking is primordial. After the renovation of the HTS building and the children's shelter, both in Accra, we are here today to inaugurate the latest building project of the Afao Transitional Shelter, which we are sure will be followed by many more actions and successes in the fight against human trafficking.
Head of Governance and Security Sector for the European Union delegation to Ghana, Anna Lizzes, emphasized the broader implications of the shelter, describing it as more than just a physical space.
The project has contributed significantly to strengthen the anti-trafficking institutions and specialized units, including providing training for law enforcement agencies and support for monitoring visits.
A Star Oil-funded refurbished accident and emergency center at the Warwara Government Hospital has been commissioned to improve quality healthcare in the Oti region. The hospital, established in 1951 and recently designated as the Oti Regional Hospital, now boasts of a 110-bed capacity facility, and it serves as a referral center for sub-district facilities and neighboring districts. The medical superintendent, Dr. Joseph Mawunyo, said over the years, the Warwara Government Hospital complained about the challenges such as inadequate staff accommodation and a shortage of clinical staff and the deteriorating structure.
The medical superintendent, Dr. Joseph Mawunyo Afadido, over the years, Warwara Government Hospital has achieved numerous milestones, including being recognized as the best performing hospital in the Oti region and recording zero maternal mortality last year with over 1,000 deliveries, including 400 cesarean sections. He said the current projects include the installation of an oxygen plant by USAID RISE and near completion of an ultra-modern NICU by UNICEF. He, however, said challenges such as inadequate staff accommodation, a shortage of clinical staff, and deteriorating infrastructure persist.
The inauguration of our renovated, expanded, and accident emergency unit by Star Oil Company represents a major leap in our quest to provide quality healthcare to our community. And also to celebrate the World Emergency Day with this year, the theme being climate change is a health emergency too. We have chalked several achievements over the years, but the recent notable one is being awarded the best performing hospital in Oti region. And then recently we recorded a zero maternal mortality for the preceding year with over 1,000 deliveries, including 4 CS. I mean, those who know maternity, if you have delivered over 1,000 and then had a surgery about 400 CS in a year, and that there's no one who have passed on, is an achievement. In fact, for the past year, we have 2, 1, and 0. And just last year, only 1. That's how we are doing well. With only 3 medical officers.
Before we go, reggae and dancehall musician Stonebwoy has been crowned the 2024 Telecel Ghana Music Awards Artist of the Year. He beat stiff competition from 5 others, naming Black Sherif, King Promise, Kwame Eugene, Nasir, and Sarkodie to win the award. In addition to Artist of the Year, Stonebwoy won 5 other awards. Now, this is Stonebwoy's second TGMA Artist of the Year award, his first being in 2015. He's the 3rd artist in history, besides rapper Sarkodie and the group VIP, to achieve this milestone. Before leaving the stage, Stonebwoy appealed to the organizers of the awards, Charterhouse, to announce the results of the 2019 Ghana Music Awards. The announcement was halted and eventually cancelled after a fight broke out between himself and Shatta Wale, leading to their suspension for a year. Stonebwoy believes he won the award that night, and if confirmed, he would become the only artist in history to win that award 3 times.
Tonight, Artist of the Year.
Good evening, Ghana. I just want to say thanks to the Most High God and my mother, wherever you are, resting in peace. Thank you for showering your blessings upon your son. I wrote a long speech, but I'm lost for words. I have been very consistent, and I've been very hardworking throughout the years. Ever since I won the Ghana Music Artist of the Year in 2015, I won it again in 2019, but we all see what happened. So I just want to please with Charterhouse, as honorable as they are, to make sure that they announce the winner, which I'm confident that it was Stonebwoy for 2019, and then 2024. I couldn't do this by myself, it's because of you guys. We all saw what went in the news. A lot of things are going on in the news because of how hard we work. Big respect to every other artist in the category, but I can't do this without Beam Nation.
And that's it for Joy Newsroom. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Safo. Up next is The Law. Just stay tuned in.